I forgot how loud that was.
I've just realised that I ain't on mute anymore. Finally did it after 3 weeks of constantly sitting here like a dickhead because my mic's on mute. I'm all right now. So yes, finally clocked it. Tom, welcome back from sunny Cornwall.
Yo. It's not very sunny here, mate, to be fair.
No. I'm trying to big it up, mate.
It's all right,
how you been, mate? How you been? You've been missed.
Very well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hats off to Edvic and Triple G for stepping in and filling my boots and keeping my seat warm. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Edvic's he's not allowed. He ain't got no visiting rights this week, so he's holed up again. Probably using a dessert spoon to dig a hole through the wall to get back. You never know. He might be on with us free in a couple of weeks, or even next week. We'll have to see, won't we? But it's a pleasure to have you back, mate. The three amigos are back inside the ride for this Thursday night of fun, fueled banter, comics knowledge, indie picks, toys, killer covers, everything. So yes. So how have we been, though, guys? Had a good week?
Been a decent week, yeah. I've been looking forward to having Tom back and doing our thing again. It seems longer than 3 weeks. It has been 3 weeks, hasn't it?
I said that to Charlotte earlier. She was like, "Are you going on the show tonight?" I was like, "Yes, I am." Like, it'd be the first time I've done it in, I think, 3 weeks. And she's like, "Wow, it feels like it's been months."
Yeah,
it does. It genuinely does.
I think this year has kind of felt like that because it's been very much off and on because we've all been so busy. Like one of us at some stage. It's very rare that we've had the three of us on the show. So yeah, no, looking forward to it today.
No, I am very much looking forward to it. The chat is buzzing as always. We've got Dan Dixon, Up Me Ducks. We've got Speak of the Devil. Look, he's got some credit on his burner phone. It's Edvic. Evening all. Welcome back, Tom. We've got the man with 1,000 faces and videos, Triple G, and we have, who else have we got? We've got Yuko Demands Treats. Welcome. We've got Comic Lad Simon, and we also have Ben, the Attention Seeking Geek. Thank you very much for checking in. So good evening, killers. We'll be catching up on the rewind tomorrow, but wanted to wish you beautiful bastards a happy Thursday. If that doesn't get you fucking going, then I love being called a beautiful bastard. It's better than a cunt anyway. So
I don't know if
there we go.
Talking to you now. You might be talking to me and Andy.
Not sure, but so Tom, you've been away for a while. So do you want to get down straight into the killer covers, or have you got pickups? I'm sure you've got pickups. You've been gone.
I actually have no pickups, mate, because I don't know where my local comic book shop is yet. I haven't discovered it. So if anyone is watching who is in the Cornish area could let me know where the best comic shop to go is, or if there even is one, that would be much appreciated. No, I don't have any pickups, mate, to be honest with you. Or do I? No, I don't. I don't.
Right. Straight over to Andy then. I know Andy's probably got some, has he?
I think your pickup of the week must be your internet, because your internet is superb. At the minute, I must admit, I was worried. I was going, how are they going to get the internet all the way down there? But they managed it.
Mate,
who did you go with, Tom? Who did you go with for your internet?
Got Vodafone, mate, but it's also, there's like a little rabbit down in the corner running around in his hamster wheel. So he's keeping
not a rampant one, is it?
Yeah, man. That.
Whoa. Speaking of rampant rabbits, I got this. I picked this up. This is my only pickup this week. So this is the DC poster portfolio from Jenny Frisson. I haven't even opened it up yet, but I think there's 20 removable posters in this, and the quality is absolutely fantastic. This is the posters that you can get in the back. So a lot of her Wonder Woman stuff, of course, and my daughter's already picked this one. She wants that one for her room, so we're going to get some frames and get these bad boys framed up. But the main reason I picked this up is because I have a good feeling that Jenny Friston might make a UK con appearance at some point this year, potentially, or maybe next year. So these would be fantastic to get signed. So this is my only pickup this week.
Wicked. Yeah, that's awesome. No, that is See, there's quite a few of them that I want. I want the Art Germ one, and I do want the Jenny Frisson one. I was in Forbidden Planet today, and I was looking through like this week's comic releases and last week's comic releases, and she did Harley Quinn 28 and Harley Quinn 29. The Harley Quinn 29 is Harley Quinn. It's by Jenny Frison, and she's dressed as a secretary, like schoolgirl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But her work up close is fantastic. Like, it's unreal.
I missed
If
that
she was
that
to show up
issue.
for the UK, I think it would be be fantastic.
That issue you're talking about, issue
seems-
number 29. I missed that issue and I was
Yeah, no, it would
devastated.
be.
But I'm going to try and
I
pick
think
it up.
if we was to go to Thought Bubble and she was to appear at Thought Bubble, that would be amazing.
Can you hear me? I don't think.
I
you can
don't
hear
know,
me.
mate. I don't
There
think you
must be
hear
a
you.
massive delay.
There's got to
No,
be.
you froze. Like,
No, Andy didn't freeze,
froze.
mate.
Was it me?
Yeah.
Carly's in jail.
But that's a great pickup though. I've got one pickup. I've got for this. It finally arrived.
Nice. Is that the trade?
That's the trade paperback, and it does have some added stuff at the back. So it's got some like added
very
pictures
cool,
and
man.
covers and raw artwork and stuff like that. So I'm halfway through it already. Probably finished.
If
that
you're new
by-
to the
by
channel
tomorrow.
and you haven't seen it, Charlie does do an interview with Dan Panassi, and it's pretty damn good.
And it's also it's just been announced. Well, it was announced last week that they've got a second go at it. It's going to be Alice Never After, Arc 2 by Dan Panassi and Giorgio Spalletta. And we have been given on the 20th of July. Dan will be on the show, joining us free to give us an exclusive before the comic is released on July the 26th. He's going to give us an exclusive interview and give us the lowdown of what is happening in Arc number 2. So that's pretty
Awesome.
decent.
Cool.
So looking very much forward to that. But that's the only pickup I've got. That is the only pickup I've got. A couple of CGCs on the way, but that's about it.
Not bad. Quality over quantity.
Yes, exactly. So the chat is buzzing, as I said. We've got Triple G. Timbo, quick question. You got any signed by Shatner? Tim, if you're in the chat, welcome, sir. Triple G is asking, have you got any comics signed by Shatner? And Ashley is saying, good evening. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much. So, as always, we might as well just jump straight into the business part of the show. But first of all, I just want to give a massive shout out to, I don't know why she's taking so long, Tim from Hobgoblin's Hideaway, who have bloody smashed it. They have finally got their cover and it looks awesome. They've worked very hard to get this, and obviously Hobgoblin, Web of Spider-Man 94, and they've gone and got this variant cover, which they will be launching at MCM, I believe. So massive kudos to them, massive shout out. All the hard work has finally paid off. So massive shout out to you and Lucy and all the team working hard behind that to give us this fantastic cover. Doesn't it look awesome, guys?
It does, mate. Yeah, I really like this one.
Those Pooh covers are really, really popular. If you haven't been on Tim and Lucy's Whatnot show, the Hobgoblin Hideaway, definitely go check it out. They've got a fantastic collection of books that you might want to pick up if Pooh is your thing.
I mean, if you like picking up Pooh, mate.
Listen.
I mean, there's something for everyone these days. So, you know, and I think the comic that we're going to review later on will kind of cover some of that fucked up stuff. So, business as usual. We might as well get down to it straight away. So, without further ado, killer covers of the week. April 26th, new comic book day yesterday, straight into it. Tom, I don't know if you checked it out, but we got absolutely done by a British Bake Off cover.
Really?
And
like I said, I
yes,
have had no internet for 3 weeks, so I actually haven't really caught the shows very well. I know that you guys have had a couple of shows last week and stuff, but I really should catch up on the killer covers.
Edvic sneaked up and nicked a win from a Mary Berry Paul Hollywood Soggy Bottom special, and it was nice. I read the comic. It was better than the actual cover art. Let's just say that much, but it was enjoyable. So this is it. We're back. The three amigos back inside the ride for the Killer Covers April 26th edition. Up first, we have
my cover. I went for Star Wars Darth Vader Black, White, and Red, issue number 1.
Yeah.
This is the 1 in 25 Keir Andrews variant cover. And I think, personally, this is the best Darth Vader cover I have seen in a long, long while. I've heard a few people say to me that it would be nice if they'd done this, and they may well have done in a Virgin cover with the trade dress at the top. But I actually think the trade dress kind of adds to it, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I think this will display really, really well. Don't go out and spend a huge amount of money on this book, guys, if you're planning on to. I've seen it for like 25, 30 quid, but I think this will go down in price because this particular issue has lots and lots and lots of store exclusives. And each of those store exclusives need to, like, I think it's like 3,000 they need to buy.
Yes, mate.
Right,
yeah.
Tom?
So with Marvel, you have to buy. I actually think it's higher than that. I think it's 5,000 units you have to buy from Marvel. So all the store exclusives, anyone that's got a store exclusive, there'll be 5,000 of that particular run. And
they will also get X amount of 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s. Yeah. So there'll be lots of these floating about at some point, I would imagine. So just a little warning there. Don't dive to pay too much for this, but in my opinion, this is one of the best Darth Vader covers that there's been selling this year. I absolutely love it. What do you boys think?
I've got to say, it's amazing. It's really, really nice. I actually like the fact that it looks like you can't see the stormtroopers. I think it adds that essence of fear, to be fair. Like Darth Vader's scary enough, but when you add in the stormtroopers that you can't buy this, I think this is fantastic. I think it literally just works. His magic on this, I think, definitely. I'm not into my my Darth Vader, as you know, but this is a great cover. Well done, mate.
Yeah, I like this one, mate. I mean, the stormtroopers can't shoot, so they don't really make me very frightened of this cover. But do you know what I really like about this is that I think they've missed a slight trick of not making them the stormtroopers from Hoth, because then it looks like a bit of a snowy scene. That could be, it could have added to it. But it's a really nice cover. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was looking at picking my own cover about what I was going to pick. I'm kind of now looking at things that if I saw it on a shelf, would that want me to go and pick that book up? I know that's judging a book by its cover, which we really shouldn't do, but it's what draws you in. And I think if I saw this on the shelf, this would 100% draw me in. I think it's that flash of red on all that white that makes you like, oh, that's definitely Darth Vader. If you saw it from a distance, you'd know this was a Darth Vader comic. Like, even if you saw it from like quite a distance, you'd be like, oh, that's definitely a Darth Vader comic. There's a lightsaber on the front of that cover. I'm gonna have to go and have a look at it, and it would draw you in. So I think you've done a great job in picking this one, mate. To be fair.
No, does the story, Andy? Because you read Star Wars, do you know if this story is going to follow situ with any of the stories? Because I know they've done like Wolverine, Black, White, and Red. They've done, I think, what have they done? Black Widow, Black, White, and Red. They've done quite a few. Are they just kind of like one shots or?
So I haven't read it myself, but I believe this is a number of separate stories done by different writers and different artists in this particular book. So I think it's over 5 or 6 different issues. But I was just going to say, I don't think this will be the last that we'll see Keir Andrews doing a cover. No. I would have loved it if they'd have done one for each of the issues in this run, and he'd done that sort of negative space vibe, or even just like if he'd done like a connecting cover based on this. I thought that would be quite cool as well. But to answer your question, Charlie, I'm not too sure what's inside the book.
What he could have done, how many issues are there? They're like 4 or 5 issues.
5 or 6, yeah.
Because it could be quite cool if he did, like, say, if he started with Vader, and then on the next one you've got like Vader but without the helmet, if you like, it's all burnt up. Then the next one he's like Anakin, like older Anakin. Then the final one is young Anakin. Do you know what I mean? He could have gone on that route. Would have been quite cool.
Definitely.
Have you guys read any of the Black, White, and Red series that they've done? Because they're always like single contained stories, like you said, Annie. There's like multiple writers do like multiple stories.
That's what it said. It said it's the stories in this one, and it's not great. I think Jason Aaron's story will continue through.
Yeah, they don't necessarily. I don't think they're canon. I think they're kind of a way of writers playing around with the character. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's sort of having a lot of fun. I think Peach Momoko does like a silent part in it as well, so that it's just there's no text So you know, I think that'll be quite interesting with her artwork and stuff. So
DC have done some
Tim.
of these as well because DC have done because there's a Harley Quinn one, and I think there's a Robin one or a Nightwing one that are quite good. And again, there's like 4 or 5 different writers that cover a story each page. So
Tim,
yeah, it's quite interesting. But
Tim just made a good point. This is the artist is the same artist / writer from Erratic.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think he's predominantly a writer, rather than an artist. But obviously, I think he's like a Canadian filmmaker as well. So I think he's got lots of strings to these bows.
Well, it's a bloody nice cover, so maybe he should stick to doing this as well. So yeah, winner chicken dinner. Tom?
Oh, yeah, so again, like I said earlier on, I just kind of went for anything that would catch my eye to go and look at on the shelf, and I thought this really caught my eye. I mean, I like George Marlana's artwork anyway, and I like how it's painted, but I just love the positioning of the character, and it made me think, oh, do you know what? It reminds me a little bit of like Sons of Anarchy kind of vibes with the jacket and the, Doom Patrol on the back, and it just really caught my eye, and I thought it was a really, really nice cover, and I love the kind of smeared acrylic at the top, that kind of like almost artistic smear of acrylic that kind of blends in with his fag and stuff. I really liked it. I thought it was quite a nice eye-catching cover that if I saw from a distance, I'd be like, I've got to have a look.
This is cardstock as well, and by the way, it's not IDW publishing, it's DC.
No, I know, mate. I didn't have access to the drive to get the
no. But I'm
logos.
saying I forgot to update it.
Right, okay.
That's on me. But this is cardstock, and I've seen this. I see this. Where did I see this? Where was it? Gosh Comics, I think in London. They had this, and it does look nice. And I'm started watching Doom Patrol as well because I'm a massive Titans fan. And in the latest episode of Titans, it all ties in now to Doom Patrol and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hooked on this now, which is interesting. But it's a good cover though. I like it.
Yeah, I mean it's not. Yeah. I mean I don't think it's one of the best this time round. But it caught my eye, which is why I thought I wanted to put it in.
My only negative on this one is the guy would have to be about 50 feet tall because look at the size of his legs compared to the top. Like, do you know the perspective? Like when I look at his legs, it's like he's skinny jeans. His legs look too skinny for such a bulky robot dude. No?
Just don't skip leg day. That's what he's done. He skipped leg day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he did. But this is cover D 1 in 25, George Molina variant for the Unstoppable Doom Patrol issue 2 by Tom. And I've gone for, it had to be, wouldn't it? I've gone for Harley Quinn, issue number 29, fantastic Natalie Sanders variant B. I'm a massive Natalie Sanders fan. Love Harley Quinn. She's in her sexy negligee. It's cardstock. It's better paper than piss poor Marvel. So yeah, I've gone for this, boys. Love it.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I like the fact that she looks like Lady Gaga, which is clever.
Yeah.
And do you know what I like? What Natalie Sanders done? She does a variant A and a variant B, and a variant A is always like an up close version of it because it's the trade and stuff, and then it's like the forced perspective, like the further away image is always a variant B. Sometimes I like the variant A because it looks like a comic book cover, but this one, I think it's very much. Yeah, I love that, and I like the little Harley Quinn pattern on her little nightie.
How tight is that hallway that she's in? It's very narrow.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Also, did you notice that she's got her mask in her hand?
Yeah, at the top.
That? Yeah.
So she's got that on the top, and then she's also got a. I'm not sure. I couldn't work out if that was a tattoo around her neck.
No, it's like one of those choker type things, isn't it? But
you'd know all about that.
Absolutely.
Good old thought bubble.
Indeed. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to end up buying this CGC.
Of course you will.
Seems to be the fucking road I'm going down now at the moment. So I've had an overhaul. I've had an exodus of comics that I've sorted through and that already are up for sale. So as Andy always says, let the habit feed itself.
Yeah, man.
So
let the rabbit feed itself.
I think Andy says let the hobby feed itself.
Oh, right.
Let the hobby pay for itself.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah. Look, Batman Dixon has just said the choker to hybrid punchline slashed her throat. Yes, back in Batman. What was it? Batman 1125. I think it was a Batman 89 and 93. Yes, where it was Joker War.
Dan knows.
Dan knows.
Batman Dixon. Yes, he does indeed. So that are the three comics. They are the three comics. They are up on the community live voting poll tab on YouTube now, so place your votes, and as always the winner gets absolutely nothing. Hopefully I can pull it out of the bag this week and win one and catch up with my two beautiful co-hosts and make it interesting this year, because at the moment it's a 2-horse race and I'm just towing the line.
Mate, last year though I didn't have one, did I, for like 6 months?
You had a few sympathy votes, mate. You had a few sympathy votes. So
in the end,
they all go. I am willing to get any vote I can. So if there's sympathy or anything else, if anyone wants me to pay them PayPal, drop your details in the chat, and I will gladly do that, so I can at least get one on the board. But yes, that's 3 fantastic covers. Mine's Harley Quinn. Tom has gone for Unstoppable Doom Patrol, and Andy's gone for Darth Vader Black, White, and Red. Fantastic. So here we go. This has turned things on its head a bit this week, guys, because normally we review the comics from the week before. This one was meant to come out last week. It ended up coming out this
months
week.
ago.
Well, and there was like a hoo-ha regarding the comic covers, and it was wrong color, and it was put back and stuff like this. So this eventually has come out this week. It came out yesterday, week number 16. So that's wrong. This is actually week number 17 review, because this came out this week. This is the fantastic World Tree by James Tynion. So Andy, I know you had your eye on this, mate. I've picked, I think there was like 38 covers. I've only gone for 8 of them. So there's 2 pages. So
guys, can you give me 2 minutes? I just need to change the batteries on my mouse because I can't move my mouse on the screen.
That's right, mate. While you're doing that, I'll go through the covers. So as I said, there was 38 covers out this week, like 38. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon.
You can take it in turns if you want, Charles.
Go for it, mate. So the main cover is by Fernando Blancho.
The next cover is by Tony Fleeces, and it's the Game On variant.
Then we've got the Aaron Bartlin Virgin variant, which is pretty fucking freaky, if you ask me.
It's pretty cool, to be fair. And then you've got my favourite cover of the whole lot, which is cover C, which is the 1 in 10 incentive Jenny Frisson cover. I mean, I don't do the Jenny Frisson as well as Andy does, but...
No, and then we've got the 1 in 100 incentive by Alvaro Martinez Bueno, who is obviously on the right. He's the artist that worked with James Tynion on The Nice House on the Lake, and this is obviously a homage to, I think, issue number 3, I think it is.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that. The next cover up is Miko Surveyan, big time collectibles variant.
There we go.
Miko Cyan. Cheers, mate.
And then we've got the fantastic friend of the show, Carla Cohen, with the variant cover here. And then last but not least,
Bjorn Brendis variant, which I actually really like that cover, to be fair.
Do you know what? I've got to say, I like the 1 in 100 incentive because it's got the symbols up there. And if you look at them symbols on the World Tree underneath, they relate to the story, like the symbols on the House on the Lake related to the comic and stuff in that.
Yeah,
each character that relates to the comic World Tree. So, Tom,
before we do the review, just a quick question: did anyone actually finish reading Nice House on the Lake?
There's 12 issues. I got up to issue number 6, and then was waiting for that to come out as a trade, and it's now up to issue number 12. So I think I'm going to pick that up because I got far too lost, far too lost.
Me too. It was very complicated and convoluted, wasn't it? To be fair, but yes, I think I would do the same because I enjoyed it. I think I would probably want to read it as a trade because then you got everything all in one go rather than itty bitty bits.
Just been told by Triple G that Andy wins hands down. He's just bought 2 copies.
Nice.
There we go. Nice. Love that. So there we go. Right. So Fuzzy Dunlop has said April the 5th. This was due out. Yeah. And it got put back behind. So yeah. And Triple G has just said, yep, I read it. It went downhill a bit, but definitely worth a read. Now, while Andy is playing
messing about in the dark.
Messing about in the dark, yeah. And he's just finally put it on mute. Tom, what did you think of this? Take it away, mate.
I thought it was interesting. So the premise behind it is obviously, I don't know if anyone's read anything about it or knows what's going on, but it's essentially talking about something like an internet virus, as it were, that kind of is in our world. I guess it infects the person or infects people, and then they kind of do bad things from it. And I'm guessing it's kind of like that. I think there's something happened years ago where like people were doing like an online chat where they're talking about murdering people and each other and stuff, and then it actually happened. Like they actually went out and did it. So I think it's touching on that. So it's a bit close to home for some things like that have happened. Personally, I couldn't quite get on with it. I didn't really like the paneling. I know we normally talk about the paneling. I didn't like that it was like square, 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 square. But then I suppose it's trying to, in a way, represent how you would be on your phone or on your tablet, like it's a screen, isn't it? Essentially, each panel is a screen, as if you were flicking or watching a a reel or like an Instagram story. So I found that quite interesting. For a little while, I couldn't quite understand what was going on with the story, but it is brutal, and there's a lot of things that happen in it I couldn't quite get. I didn't really understood what I've read. I found it a little bit complicated, very similar to Nice House on the Lake. Like I thought there was layers to it, and I didn't quite get it. But I think I'm massively interested in reading issue 2. It's definitely hooked me. I'd like to know what happens, and this main character that's in it with all the tattoos, where's she come from and what's her angle. And then Andy, who's picked the panel on the right, where it shows like this old group of kids who've come across this virus, and then they've tried to destroy the virus or whatever it is. They're now, they become part of the story towards the end. So I'd like to know their story of like why they abolished it and why they now don't talk as friends. So yeah, I'm hooked. I'm in. I was a little bit like, I'm not sure. I kind of felt uncomfortable reading it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
And Andy?
No, yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying there, Tom. I think it was definitely close to home. Some of this, it was kind of a like, part horror book, sort of part social commentary, and kind of a mixed in with a little bit of mystery.
Yeah,
because I felt this issue sort of asked a lot of questions but didn't really answer many of them. I kind of left the book kind of going, what just happened there? There was a lot to take in, both from a sort of writing perspective and certainly from a visual perspective, because I think we picked the tame pictures here. We had to watch what we were showing on YouTube, I think, because it is really quite graphic. I guess I didn't quite understand. I didn't know that the character Fear, I think is her name, because like whenever they log in, they use the code name Fear. I didn't understand why she was semi-naked most of the time.
No.
I didn't get that. I didn't think it added to the story as such. But I guess we'll understand it at some point why she needs to be kind of a semi-naked during this first issue. I think
I wonder
from
if it's to do with their tattoos. I don't know. Maybe they're representative of something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I felt as if it was like, not only was it quite familiar, this, in the sense that, we have the sort of dark web, and we have like, mass killings and things like that. But it felt like I'd read this before. It felt also that it was another Tyrion book that I'd read this before. And yeah, that kind of like, I just couldn't get to grips with this issue, and I really, really wanted to. And I think the hype certainly outdone what the actual quality that I got, because everybody who picks up these books and all the first all the covers for the first issue, they're just looking for something that's killing the children.
Yeah,
they want that to happen again. I think the highlight for me was Geordie Belair, who done the colouring in this issue. I thought she was the conductor. She determined the sort of tone and the feel for the reader, and I thought she'd done that absolutely fantastically well. So, yeah.
Well, do you know, like you're saying, it sounds very familiar. It's like a James telling you, but I've picked this panel on the left-hand side because this, I swear, near enough like for like, this is kind of like a panel that is out of the Nice House on the Lake. When you see the
when they shoot him, don't they?
And it's
changing
changing it.
Does that? Yeah.
when I first see that, I was like, this is very much like Nice House on the Lake. And obviously one of the covers that they've done, Andy, I don't know if you see it before, this one here is obviously a homage back to Nice House on the Lake. And then it's obviously got these symbols that, having looked at them, they seem to tie in. I don't know if they relate to the tattoos on her or something, but they seem to tie into the story. I really liked it. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist and everything like that. So like all the dark web and the ender web or whatever they've called it, they created when they was kids and stuff like that. I kind of like, obviously this is all real. Like what happens, like all the dark web, red rooms and stuff like that. This is why I picked the panel on the right hand side, because she's like, if you find us on the web, you can join too. It seems to be like the start of a cult. Or like a gathering of something that they're trying to do something. They're trying to create this new universe, like a new world order. She was talking there. She's talking to the one she's just shot in the head. She was talking to his brother.
Just the one bloke.
Yeah. She was talking. She said, if you join on, you can see what's happening too. I'm interested in it. I just think there was kind of like, why was she just straight away from the start of the book just naked? Well, what's her get up? Is she a real human being? What is she? Is she part of this world tree? It's interesting, though. It's got like Department of Truth vibes and Last House on the Lake for sure.
Like that.
She also, when she shoots the young guy and her brother, or his brother is standing there, like he does nothing, and
no.
He has like, and we should probably like just fill the gap in a bit of what happens here. So before anybody goes out and kills anybody, they show them something on screen or on a laptop, and we don't know yet what it is they're actually seeing, but it seems to sort of distort their faces slightly, and that sort of sends them into a bit of a trance before they get ultimately murdered. But in this particular scene, the brother just stood there and done nothing, and I was kind of like, wait, that doesn't kind of make sense.
No.
As I say,
did you see the change?
Questions.
Did you see the change? So obviously the panel on the left-hand side that I've picked, she showed him something and he turned into that. And then in the next couple of panels, you see his like eyes are bleeding red and stuff like that. But when he was killing the 60 odd people, he would show them something, their face would be distorted, and then he just killed them. Whereas with him, he seemed to take a different turn. He kind of seemed to become something else. And then she shot him in the head. But it's very James Tinian all over, isn't it?
So it's a lot of questions, like Andy said. It wasn't a book that answered any questions. I mean, obviously, for a first issue, you want a load of questions asked, so it keeps you entitled or like interested. To read issue 2. However, you think they'd give you something. Literally, all I've got is questions, like loads of questions, and I am interested to read issue 2, definitely. But this was almost on the point where I probably wouldn't read issue 2. Does that make sense? Like Department of Truth, when we read issue 1, I was really reluctant to read issue 2 because I just thought this is just too much for me. This was borderline, but I do think I'd read issue 2 because I am interested to find out what these people are seeing and why they're doing that glitch thing with their heads and why they then have to be murdered afterwards. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm liking this. I've said this time and time again, and I'm going to say it again. There's a comic out there by Image called Lovesick. It's a bit fucked up, but it's a good read. I like it, so I think I'm swaying towards liking this as well. The last issue of Lovesick is out. It came out yesterday, so I'm definitely reading it. If there's anyone in the chat that hasn't read that yet, just give it a read and just drop me an Instagram message and let me know if I am a complete and utter weirdo or you enjoyed it as well, because I'd like to know.
I think we'll have plenty of opportunity to read this, because I think Tinian's went on record to say that he would like this to last for years, this story.
Yeah.
So I was sort of thinking, I definitely want to read issue number 2, but for me, I'll probably give it to the first sort of arc, which I would imagine would be 5 or 6 issues, and see where it goes from there.
It's a good shout, actually. If we do, I'd like to do the first arc. We could do the first arc and then review it as a thing.
Potentially, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
That'd be quite cool.
But massive shout out to Geordie Belair. She smashed it again on this. She's fantastic. Like her color work is amazing. So
best colorist out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
definitely. Good call. So yeah, I'll probably give this a 7. I think overall, I think it was. I wouldn't say there's a lot left to think about, but I think there's more questions than answers, and I think for a first issue, you kind of need to get them sorted.
Solid 6 for me, just on the basis that I didn't come away from it having enjoyed it. I felt like I read it, and it was a bit of a chore to get through it. And I think I like those sort of stories where you sort of think about what you've just read, and it's like it conjures up sort of thoughts and stuff like that. And you look forward to having this discussion with you guys and going, right, okay, let's dig a little bit deeper into this.
Yeah,
I don't feel as if that's happened in this issue, guys. I don't know if I'm maybe on my own on that one.
No, I probably would agree with you, mate. I'd probably give it a solid 6 as well. I would go 6.5 just because it did interest me, but I think after what you've just said, what you said about the whole wanting that enjoyment to chat it out with you guys, I didn't get that. So yeah, I'd go with a 6.
All right. Well, yeah, we've got what is this so far? Is this a 12 issues to start off with?
I think it's an ongoing, it's indefinite.
It's just indefinitely ongoing. As I said, Tinian said that he wants it to go on for years if he can. So,
okay. Well, yeah, maybe it is. We do the first arc and see how that pans out. But yeah, I mean, normally, when we have our reviews, we kind of get in depth with it, and we kind of think, oh yeah, this led us to think about this. This led us to think about that. But it didn't really get anything from that. Like, my biggest takeaway from this is, why is she walking around naked?
I think that's probably my biggest takeaway, actually. But then, think of something like The Closet, when, we were all on the fence about The Closet, but we had so much to talk about over it.
Yeah.
This isn't that. Definitely not.
Definitely not. So if anyone in the chat has had a chance to read it, let us know what you think. Issue 2 will probably be out in a couple of weeks, I assume. So yeah, that was nice and easy. So now, killer picks. Andy. Oh no, it's Tom.
Me?
First,
oh, right. Yeah. So I'm up first. So basically, yes, it is the brand new story arc for Battle Chasers. I don't know if anyone in the chat has ever read Battle Chasers. It was originally written and artwork done by Joe Mad. He is back doing the artwork.
Because obviously this is a second arc, so I've never heard of this before. So when I
it's a little bit like it's a bit of like an adventure. It's a bit like World of Warcraft, if you like. Okay. And if you follow like one particular character, is he's protecting, a young character, and they're off on a little adventure, if you like. That's basically what it's about. But it's Joe Mad. He's kind of written it, so it's very like a video game. The art style is very video game like. But you've got I can't remember who the artist is. Ludlow Libre is doing the artwork for it. He did the artwork for World of Warcraft. So Joe's brought him in to do. So Joe's writing it. And Ludlow's doing the artwork, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, I don't know if anyone's read Battle Chasers or actually even did the the video game that came out, but this is what put like Joe Mad, J. Scott Campbell, Humberto Ramos, put them all on the map. They were a whole team together when they did this back in the day. So Joe's basically brought them all back together for this first issue 10. They've all got covers for it. J. Scott Campbell's doing one, Humberto Ramos is doing one, Joe Mad's doing one, Ludlow's doing one. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I mean, it's really nice that they restarted Saga as well a while back. That's a comic I really enjoyed. So to see something like Battle Chasers come back, I was really excited. So yeah, that is my killer pick.
This does look interesting. Like there's a character on there that really has a striking resemblance to Link from Zelda.
Yeah, that's what's the name of that character? I can't remember. Red Monarchy is the girl at the back with the guns. She's very Harley Quinn like. She's basically the main character.
Sold. I'm going to pick this up and read it.
Yeah, do it, mate. I'll tell you what, you won't regret it.
It looks great.
Really good.
It does look good. It looks like, I kind of like, it looks like a fun comic to read. So, I mean, obviously this is the second arc. So would you advise reading the first arc too? Okay.
And there's only 10 issues to read. And it's very good.
Okay, cool. If you could send me the link to the trade paperback, that would be much appreciated.
I will do, mate. I'll find it on the old Amazon.
Andy, is this something you think you'd pick up and read?
Do you know, it scared me a little when I read the little synopsis and it had the word Paladin or Paladin you know, remember?
Oh,
Paladins, yeah.
Shh, that's the. We don't say that word. We don't say that word.
It gave me the sort of heebie-jeebies whenever I read that. I was like, oh. But yeah, this gave me like you can just like I do remember some of the J. Scott Campbell covers that back in the day for Battle Chasers and stuff like that, and it has that sort of vibe. So if we manage to get some J. Scott Campbell covers out of this, then I will be a happy boy, as will Tom.
I'm pretty sure he signed a contract with Joe Mad to do the next whatever story arc they do, covers like at least one per book.
Cool.
Because
is this a connecting cover, Tom?
Well, I was just going to say, I don't know if this one is, but I know that they did for the first 10 issues, well, the first 9 issues, they did connecting covers, which I think J. Scott Campbell did one, Humberto Ramos did one, Joe Mad did one. So like all the artists did one each, and then they made a massive poster. And I think it was either 2020 or 2019 at Comic-Con New York. They released that poster as a massive thing, and they'd all signed it. And it was like it was CGC, so it's like one of the only CGC posters, I believe, because they've all signed it.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds wicked. This long-awaited 10th issue is bursting at the seams with 36 pages of story and no ads. Like, I really want to read this now that I've heard the backstory of it and you've explained it. It seems like something I could get into.
It's very much like World of Warcraft meets like Lord of the Rings on steroids, if you like. That kind of thing. There's a wizard, there's a knight, there's like a hobbit, and then there's like this badass girly character who's a bit like a pirate.
It's like a grown-up Kanto.
Yeah. Kanto.
Wow.
That's grown up enough for you, isn't it?
Wow.
So yeah, and that comes out in, when's that come out? June. So
it comes out in June. So June 14th. So I put the code in there if you wanted to go over to like any of your local comic shops or Galactic.
What's that code, Tom?
It's a distribute code. Do you want me to read it out?
Yes, please, just to piss him off.
You don't like it, read it out, do you?
I just love you guys always bring it up all the time, so I thought I may as well do it.
I don't know why it's Jan, but it says Jan on it, and that's what I found on previews. It was Jan. I don't know why, unless it was supposed to come out in January and it just got pushed back to June.
Would have been January's previews.
Yes.
And normally it's like 3 months ahead.
No, it's 3 months ahead, is it? So
must have been. Maybe.
Yeah.
Here we go. Look, ABC Comics. I've got Battle Chasers 1 from 1998. Only issue I own. No. Send me the cover of that. I would love to see that. Send me the cover of that. I would absolutely love to see that. Thank you very much. Up next, I'm so excited about this. I really am. So I'm so glad you picked this, Andy.
Yeah, no, I went for a free comic book day, something a little bit different. So this is Fish Flies by Jeff Lemire. And this is due, next week now? Free comic book day, May the 6th. I'm really intrigued with this. I know that we've read a lot of Jeff Lemire stuff on the show. Some's been good, some's been not so good. But I have, you have a feeling for this one, and this is definitely one. The synopsis reads: the town of Bell River is infested with fish flies, and the streets are carpeted with tiny insects. But that's just the start of the strange happenings and bad omens. When Franny Fox runs away from home,
that's something you want to say after you had a couple of beers, is it?
I was going to say that's a Jenny Frisson, Franny Fox. All the Fs. She befriends a strange silent monster and sets off a chain of events that will unite the entire town in terrible ways. 64 pages as well for this one, which is chunky.
It's pretty cool for a free comic book, to be fair.
Indeed. I wonder how many of these rock up at Thought Bubble this year.
Yeah. I wonder how many people get drunk and try and say Franny Fox fish flies.
Have any of you, have either of you heard of Bell River? I feel like I've heard that before.
I think I've heard you say it before, but no. I know how. Is that a Jeff Lemire, is it?
I don't know. It says in the town of Bell River. So I don't know if it's... I feel like I've heard that.
Could be a real
place before. I don't know, but this is wicked. Yeah, I'm loving this. Like,
I don't know.
I can't wait for this.
I don't know. Jeff Lemire's been such a miss for me this last 12 months. I've not enjoyed the stuff we've read from him, apart from Little Monsters to start with. I thought the one with the maze wasn't great. Maze book wasn't great. What was the other one we read recently? That wasn't amazing either. Can't remember. That's how good it was.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. So I've gone for. Oh no, Andy's picked a. Look at Andy, he's picked a bloody another one. Go on, mate.
Doubled up. So I went for Stars and Star Signs issue number 1. Same writer as the one that Tom had picked, Saladin Ahmed, and the artwork in this one is by Kelly Fitzpatrick. So this is Image Comics once again, doing fantastic things. The constellations of the zodiac fall to Earth, granting 12 ordinary people from very different walks of life the superhuman powers of the star signs. But each of them is about to learn that power always comes with a price. So I just thought, I was just like my brain started ticking, going like, okay, each of the star signs, what could they represent? What powers could they give? And this is the reason why I want to pick up this first book, just to see what each of the star signs represent, power-wise.
Oh, mate, do you know, obviously like Cancer and Leo would be obvious. I think those comments, but what would a Capricorn powers would you get from a Capricorn?
Yeah. I'm like Gemini. Like I'm intrigued for mine. My star sign is Gemini, so I'm intrigued.
Mine's Capricorn.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up issue number 1.
We should read this. We should definitely read this.
Now you've said that, I want to find out what Sagittarius is. So yeah, I really want to find out now. So
I think we should take the vote away that week and actually just read this
and just do this. Yeah. No, definitely. Mark has just sent me. I'm just going to go there. Mark has just sent me the cover of Battle number 1.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, it is Joe Mad. It's one of Joe Mad's first books.
That looks awesome. I like how crazy they are. It's good, doesn't it?
Mate, it's a cracking story.
It does look good. Right, how do I get back onto the screen now? There we go. I think
to be fair, Joe Mad got a lot of stick for because he did Battle Chasers and then he got picked up to go and do video games, and he got slated for like basically selling it out as a comic book artist and becoming a game artist.
It's all incestuous now, isn't it? Who does comic books, who does novels, who does writing, reading, sketching, comic books, games.
You have to be a bit of a jack of all trades, don't you, really?
Exactly. I'm the jack of all trades and master of none, so I ain't got fucking open hill, but hey ho. So I've gone for, so I was here today. So these two know, but I spent the whole day, my little boy's teacher was on strike, so I spent the whole day down at London's #1 arcade venue in Croydon, and this place is called the Heart of Gaming. Now, this place is fantastic for all you retro game lovers out there. This was money well spent. So it's £20 for an adult, £10 for a child, and it's an all-day thing. So there's no time limit on it at all. You can literally go in when they open at 12 o'clock and they close at 8. You can come and go as many times as you please, and every single arcade machine there is free. Is free. You pay £30. So I paid £30 for me and my little boy. We got in there at, I think we got in there at 11:30. And we left at 5 o'clock. So we was there for nearly 5 hours, and it was fantastic. It was awesome. There's so many retro games there. It's honestly, if you're into your retro gaming, your arcade machines, your pinball machines, anything, it's fantastic. It doesn't look a lot from outside, right? And honestly, I thought it was going to be a bit suspect going into it, but it's wicked. It really is good. Like they've got table tennis there. You can play that for free. Air hockey, pool, snooker, everything's there free, and it's just a really good day out for 30 quid. And we spent nearly 5.5 hours in there. It was amazing. Like there's not one game there that you could think of that isn't there. There's everything there. I absolutely loved it.
Does it have the Star Wars original cockpit game?
Do you know what? It does. It actually does. And I think I actually took the picture of it. Did I take the picture of it? No, but I will send it to you, Andy, because I know full well that they do have it.
It definitely looks as if you guys were having a cool time whenever you sent the video to us today.
Yeah, mate.
Just on a side note, there's a pop-up arcade called Base Arcade that is due to open up in May in Belfast. And it's a couple of guys that I know. One in particular is a good friend. So if anybody's in Northern Ireland, check out Base Arcade on Instagrams, Twitter, and socials. I think they're doing something quite similar, obviously on a smaller scale. These are all like different old school arcade machines that they've actually worked on, fixed, and got up and running. And I think it's going to be based in the OEM Music Centre in Belfast. So definitely go and check those out.
Nice.
But you know,
I'm going to make a shout out. Sorry.
Go on, Tom.
I was going to shout out, if you're in the Birmingham area, there's a little place called NQ64 near Digbeth Dining Club that has got basically the same stuff. The heart of gaming stuff. It's not really a children's venue because it's a bar as well. Like it's got an actual bar on it too. But if you go during the day, it's obviously not going to be full of drinkers, I guess. I went there honestly, for my stag do. It was good.
Nice. Absolutely, I absolutely loved it. It got to a point where I was like, I don't know who's having more fun. Is it me or my son? And I think I just tipped him because he was ready to go home, and I was like, no, let's literally. It's 15 minutes from us, so I was happy to stay, and I had the time of my life. Like I loved it, and the guy who runs it, such a nice guy, like such a down to earth guy. He must be sitting on an absolute goldmine because these machines ain't cheap. They've got like the Ridge Racer machines there, and they move and stuff like that. He's got all the original Mega Drives, Nintendo 64s, SNESes, Commodore 64, the Ataris, the NES, and they're all the original machines with all the original controllers and stuff like that. And all of these are free to use, and even them retro gaming consoles are free to use. I just had to give them my driving license as like an insurance policy for them to hand over like the Nintendo 64 controller or the Atari controller and stuff like that. But it's amazing. I'm just so happy that places like this exist because my kids got a Switch. They love their Switches, and they don't understand the troubles and hardship of viewing that we went through looking at 8-bit, 32-bit, 16-bit graphics. Because everything's 4K now and everything's amazing. They sit there on these fantastic Switches. Everything is clear as day. And when we was playing it today, he had the opportunity to go and play on a Switch on a massive screen. And I was so happy that he decided to spend the whole day playing these retro gaming, like the shoot 'em ups, like Time Crisis and like House of Dead and Point Blank and stuff like that. Instead of playing on a Switch that he could have easily done, he wanted to play that. And it was so, I felt really heartwarming because I was like, I'm sharing a moment with you here because I grew up playing these games and you're able to play it. So if anyone is in the Croydon area, Edvic, if you're here and you want to meet up tomorrow or the next day or whenever, I will happily meet you there and have a couple of beers because this is what it is. You can go out, have lunch and come back in and play it. That's a fantastic. How great!
One awesome thing. I mean, what you just said is amazing, mate. Sharing that with your lad to go into a place like this and like go back and like share your childhood, if you like, with him. It's priceless. I mean, you can't really put a price on that. That is awesome. And he also gets to understand the struggle that we had as kids going into these arcades and playing impossibly hard games to win. Whereas like nowadays, you can pretty much complete a game, but you can't. You can never complete these because you can't go back and redo it. You get your lives, you die. That's it.
Yeah. But I mean, they had these. They literally had these. They had Manic Miner, they had Jet Set Willy, they had like Metal Slug, they had everything you could think of, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, Sonic.
I'd kill you all on Mortal Kombat.
It was wicked. But
are you not
Andy,
like a champion, Tom?
Yeah.
Like, are you
36th in Europe?
36th in Europe, nice.
But Andy, when you do come down to visit, I'm definitely taking you here, mate. Definitely taking.
Well, I was going to say, Tom, once. Yeah, it's okay. I'm thinking about technology. Whenever Tom's got settled and stuff like that with his move, we should definitely arrange to go to London, Tom, and we can.
I didn't get an invite.
Was it this point? Neither have I. I've invited myself, to be fair. Apparently,
he just said when you're down.
Apparently, Tom, you live like 38. Yeah, Ed Vic lives around the corner from me. We're like best chums. Like Andy trades with him. I visit him on a regular.
Wow. Tom,
I wish.
I live closer to you than Andy, mate. Andy's got to get a flight to you.
So have you, though, ain't you? You live in Cornwall.
I could drive.
All right, well, you can drive then. Okay, let's not argue, all right? I will treat you both.
No, it's fine. No, listen, that's you, Nico. Tom, we'll pick a separate date.
Yeah. I'll come over to you, mate.
Oh, do you know what? All right, okay, fair enough. But yes, no, definitely. When you both come over, it will be fantastic to spend. And time flies in this place. Time flies. There's no natural light, so you just literally think, oh, I'll go from one console to the other, and it's pretty damn amazing. So yeah, that was my pick of this week because I did it today and I didn't have anything else, so it fell into place quite lovely.
Nice.
Now over to our new six-figure connoisseur, the man with a plan. Andy, it's over to you now. I think are you controlling it this week? Can you control it?
I can control it. I got batteries from my mouse.
Go on.
Just
Well, you might as
before
well
I
put them
do-
to good use then, mate.
Absolutely. Just before I do start, I had the pleasure of being on Triple G's show on Monday. We were, well, I say I was chatting, I was doing lots of listening because I was a newbie on the show, talking about action figures, 1/6 scale, hot toys, and all that good stuff. So make sure that you go and check out the replay. I've picked a couple this week because I can. So the first one was Star Wars Milestones Empire Strikes Back Lando statue. This is going to set you back a cool $250. It's due out on July 26, and this is from, well, it's through Diamond Select Toys, but it's Gentle Giant limited release. And the synopsis or the selling points is the smoothest of space station supervisors is now one very cool 1/6 scale statue, part of the Star Wars Milestones line. Lando strikes a pose with cape flaring and blaster in hand in this approximately 13-inch sculpture. This is limited to 1,500 pieces and comes packaged with a numbered certificate of authenticity in a full colour box, designed by Joe Allard and sculpted by Paul Harding. This one caught my eye. I thought it was pretty cool. Boys, thoughts?
I like the detailing on this. I like the fact that it looks like John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever.
Night Fever, Night Fever.
That's what his character was based on, isn't it?
Yeah,
Totally class. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think I'll be forking out 250. Oh, I say that. I mean, I've bought a hot toy, so. But yeah, I think if I was going to spend that much, I'd probably go down the hot toy line. I don't know, like Gentle Giant. I don't know what the quality of these are like. We probably need somebody like Triple G to give us a heads up to how good these are.
I had a couple of Gentle Giant Transformer statues. They're actually quite nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
They're very well put together. Very, very Harding, if you like. If they take a bash, they'll be all right.
Cool. Well, there we go. So it's definitely going to be worth the money. So that was my first pick, and I had a sneaky second pick. So you might recognise these bad boys. These are from Scott Young's creative mind. This is a Marvel animated style Blade statue. Now, it says statue. These are like probably PVC. They're only $60 to pick these up. But again, they're through Diamond Select Toys, through Gentle Giant Limited. The day-walking half-breed, once called Eric Brooks, now called Blade, is a used animated style statue from Gentle Giant Limited. Based on the Marvel cover artwork of Scott Young, this statue of Blade lunges forward with a sword in hand, measures approximately 3.5 inches tall, and it's limited to 3,000 pieces. I would highly recommend, guys, you go and check out the other stuff from Scotty Young's line. There's quite a few of these that are available, and some of them go for an extraordinary amount of money in the secondary market because they're only limited to 3,000. Because I think a lot of people sleep on these, even though there's lots and lots of Scotty Young comic fans. I don't think they're aware that these are available. So
I didn't even realise this was a thing. I didn't even realise Scotty Young had done statues or models. These look great, don't they? Literally, he's got Scotty Young written all over it.
Is there a series of them? Are there more than this one?
There's more than this one. Yeah, I think he's released quite a few of them. They're always limited to 3,000. But as I say, try to pick them up in the secondary market. It's quite difficult. They go for quite a few pennies. But yeah, I thought this was, because this one is just coming out. I think it's due. There we go, July 26th. For any Blade fans that might want to pick this up, it'd be nice to add to their collection.
Very cool.
Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I think they look great.
Cool.
Is anyone still reading the Daughter of Blade? They were straight in it.
I don't read any Marvel anymore, mate.
Mate, honestly, I don't. I think we read it for one review, and I think we all said it was pointless. Like, you pick up a Blade comic expecting to see Blade, and you're met with his half wife daughter combo type of thing that was and then you see Blade in the last page. It just didn't do it for me. But even seeing this, I'm not even interested in reading Blade. But this is a pretty decent statue. It looks like one of them. What was the figures that was on a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember. It was from the same company, Andy, that I showed you, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles multi thing. I can't remember what they're called.
I'll come back to you.
Hold on, I've got it here. It is. They are the Minico.
Right. Okay.
They look like one of them. They look like one of them Minico figures. Like if you see that, like it kind of looks like a similar thing to that. I would have thought that was Minico. This was like £3 about 2 years ago from Zavi. They done this. They done Thor, and they did a Captain America one. I mean, the detailing on this is pretty decent. But
as long as it's not, this is a public service announcement. As long as it's not Funko in any form or fashion, because Funko's in my bad books after what they've done to the guys at Mondo. So yeah, down with Funko as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, Funko seemed to be Pop in the Box, who was like the massive big UK seller. They've got rid of all Funko. They've got rid of all Funko Pops now. They don't even sell them, and I think that's the way it's going to be. I think there's going to be a mass exodus on Funko Pops. There's obviously still going to be that market for them because there's collectors out there. But I think the way that they've dealt with certain situations over the last couple of months, I think they've kind of shot themselves in the foot, and they've kind of had to take drastic action before drastic action was taken upon them. So I think we will see a decline in Funko Pops, unfortunately.
And it's annoying because I love the fig pins and things like that. I think they're fantastic. I've got a couple up there. Star Wars ones, I think they're real good quality and stuff, but I just think the way that they treated those guys at Mondo was disgraceful, and I'm in the process of selling every Funko Pop that I can find in the attic.
I think Tim has just cemented his place for the Thought Bubble this year. Can we do a Thought Bubble style Vengabus arcade tour? Yes, we can. Tim, is that you saying that that's my lift sorted for this year, that you're going to do the 15-hour round tour again to pick us all up? Because that was fucking enjoyable, mate. So yeah, if you're down for doing that, I'm well up for jumping on the Venga bus again. And we've got Comics and Pops saying, "Wow, really? Funko did that? They're huge here in America." Yeah. I've slowly started to see the decline in, I think it's Funko posts, Funko sales, and Funko talk in the UK. The one person we would know about that would be Darren Optimist. Might be. Maybe we do a Funko special show where we kind of get him on and he can tell us the whatnots and what's going on. But I don't think Funko's going anywhere. If I'm being honest, I think they're slowly on the decline.
Absolutely. Can I give a bit of a shout out just before we move on, just to Alonso Comics and Pops? Now, make sure that you're subbing up to those guys. They're now part of the Nearing Nirvana channel. So make sure that you're going and subbing to those guys. I think they closed down their original channel, the Team Nerdtail channel, and they've moved over to there as part of the overall umbrella of Nearing Nirvana. So I will drop the link in a second or two, but I just want to give Alonso and the guys a quick shout out.
Yeah, boom, massive love to you from across the pond. So yeah, that's the toys. And then we're here already. An hour and 5 minutes in, we are here at the Killer Covers board. I don't know if any of you have got the thing up, but I'm looking at it. Andy, I got this wrong last week because my internet was playing up. I have it currently at me and Tom drawing in second place at 28%, and Andy pulling away with 44% of the vote.
Andy's always pulling.
Is that correct?
Away.
And
that is absolutely spot on.
He's pulled away. There we go. He's pulled away and he's won it again. You are on a fucking roll. Congratulations, sir. You've gone from strength to strength. So well done, mate. Very well done. I'm looking at that incredible She-Hulk cover, and it is fantastic. It is really, really a deserved winner. So yeah, it is great. It is great. So yeah, but Seems to be another show done, and we're here already. The Killer Comic Show sneak peek for next week. So this is where we give you a preview of the comics that will be up for vote next week. We've got Darth Vader Black, White, and Red issue number 1. We've got the Ambassadors issue number 3, and we have the Neighbours issue number 2. Because I keep forgetting, because I'm an absolute nightmare, I will be posting this straight after this show on the community tab on YouTube, so the vote will be there. And then, as always, Tom has already done the artwork for this. Andy will post it on socials on Monday, and then we will review it and announce it on Thursday, and you can sit back and listen to our dulcet tones as we talk about what comic has been chosen and what one we're going to review. I think that's how it goes, isn't it? I think so.
That's how it goes.
Sounds about. Have you guys read any of these yet?
Not yet. Mate, no.
I've read the Ambassadors 3, and I've read the Neighbours issue number 1, but I enjoyed Neighbours issue number 1, so I'm looking forward to reading issue number 2.
I'm looking forward to reading the Neighbours.
Not to influence, but the Ambassadors issue number 3, and the artwork is
good
as well.
Yeah, the only I'm hoping issue number 3 picks up from issue number 2, because I think there was a lot. I think we had a conversation thinking that it didn't really seem like it was written by Mark Miller, and there was a lot to be divulged into the further issues and stuff. But yeah, this looks quite good. It looks like they're outside an English pub, which is always a good way to start a comic book. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Best way to start anything, isn't it? Outside an English pub.
Oh, no, you can't. My Siri's just going absolutely mad. Can you hear me? My Siri. Yes. Why is she doing that? Go away. Right, there we go. I'm back. Did you lose me there, or could you hear me?
No, we could hear you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I just had an argument with Siri, which was great. So yeah, that's it. Another show down. Another show done. My internet fucks up. Headphones fuck up. That's what happens when you're live, doesn't it, lads? But yeah, thank you for everyone in the chat that's joined us every single week. Connie week, I wonder where she was flying to or traveling to. Who knows? But Tom, it's always a pleasure having you. Andy, love spending time with you three on a Thursday night. So yeah, anything else?
It's good to have you back, Tom.
Thanks very much. Good to be back. Thanks for having me on again, guys. Thanks for having me back. I thought you'd replace me, to be honest.
Not at all. Can't replace it. Irreplaceable, Tom. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that's going to watch the rewind. And make sure that you hit that thumbs up and give us a sub if you wish.
Yes, and we shall see you same time next week. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the comics that you're reading. Enjoy what you're doing. Have a great weekend.
Don't forget, stay safe. Stay sexy.
Sexy mofo.